Okay, I know that I was gonna be supposed to be starting the about the planets and all that. We'll do that like starting next week on Sunday, and we'll go through each of the planets. Sun, yeah, like pretty much on the day of the week that they are in. So Sunday will be Sun, Monday will be Moon, Chandra, Mars will be Tuesday, or Mongol will be Tuesday. Uta, Mercury will be Hump Day. Thursday will be Jupiter Bear-Spati. Next Friday will be Shubhatari Venus. And Saturday will be Shani. Where's Saturn? For Rahu and Ketu, that'll be on Sunday. The next Sunday, not this incoming. And then we'll also do. Then from there we'll go with. That's gonna be a little bit odd. Uranus will be on the next Monday. Neptune will be on the next Tuesday. And then the little shithead Pluto will be on the next hump day. Then Thursday will be for Black Moon Lilith, which is kind of odd because for Black Moon Lilith and Jupiter do not get along at all. Not one bit. But anyway, so essentially the way that this, instead of it being pick a stack, it's actually pick a deck. And it's actually to see how do you best woozy woo others. And by woozy woo, I mean, yeah, we're talking about the nasty stuff. How do you captivate others to have a moment, if you catch my drift? Nothing wrong with it. It's nature. Nature's nature. There's nothing wrong with woozy wooing someone. Oh, the fox has become existing. Oh, wow. That, wow, that filter actually does help. Kind of. So, you have three. Oh, God. I was about to say, you have 3 dicks available to choose from. No. That's too much. I would get confused. Like, what do you mean 3? That's why in that kind of environment I would not do well. But anyway, not to get vulgar now. You can choose Toro Vampires, or you can choose Toro V. I know. Of course I had to choose the 2 vampire decks. Or the Dark Angels Tarot. Dark Angels one, though, however, is a bit of a... It's a bit of a vague, but kind of unique. That's the best way to put it. It's not a deck that's difficult to read. It's just that the imagery, it's like meh, but it's a meh that makes you go, I don't know about this. And I mean, there are some things in there that are kind of woozy-gooey, so I guess I'll just float a little bit and just let the people that are watching the replay be all like, haha, get bamboozled, so skip ahead if you're watching the replay. Be happy to be. Yeah, so do I. I don't like them either. Well, the point being is that, you know, if they were to come, like, towards me and beings that I'm close with, like hell, if they came towards them in a very, how do I put this? If they kind of led by example and actually approached in a way that was, you know, supportive and, you know, quote unquote, like God, yeah, then I probably would be a lot more easygoing. But do they do that? They don't. They go, it's either we go and do his way or no way. We must do what he says. Even if it says we must, you know, do backflips without using our wings. We must do backflips in the morning every day. Oh yeah, especially like the Anima Solo girl. Yeah, the first one that got smited by Miguel for not giving water to Yeshua. because of fear of being excommunicated and banished by the Pharisees and the people. Yeah. And I'm not trying to, talk shit about it, being. That's just what happened. But look at me, I didn't do it. So, with it. Oh, but I mean, he could have, used what he represents and has dominion over to inspire the girl to have the courage to do it. But, that probably didn't pop in his head because he's too hissy-fitty. Okay, so, let's go over the choices again. We got Tarot of Vampires. Easy, Cupcake, will just slap me. Tarot Vampires 2.0, or Tarot V. Not as Woosie Woo as the first one. And then the Dark Angel Pigeon Men. Dark Angel Tarot. And now there's no... What's really kind of a little bit odd about the Dark Angels Tarot? The He Who font is Asian. Not that I'm saying anything bad about Asian people, but it's just like, it's unexpected. Like, why is the He Who font looking like he's like an angelic Jade Emperor? Very interesting, though. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. There's the He Who font. I don't know if you can see his face, but it's just like... There we go. Like, my good sir. My good sir, you're not the Jade Emperor. Besides, Dashi wants to kill you. Oh? Mm-hmm. But there is one card, and it's funny, this is the next card. One card I do love is this one. The Two of Wands. I present thee a little pixie playing a fiddle me dicks and not giving a damn. She cares not, and is playing the fiddle in the middle. Yep, that was a League of Legends reference joke. She who fiddles me dicks most. Sorry. If you haven't played like League of Legends, you probably would get that reference. The fiddle sticks. But anyway. Speaking of League of Legends, Star Guardian event, bad, horrible. Hey Ryan, remember back in the day when you had old Karma playable? Yeah, the one that used to strut with the fans? Put her back. I want my main back, damn it. I've spoken. I haven't had my... It's been a total of 9 long years since I've been able to play my real main, old Karma. But no, they had to change it because nobody played her and understood her. To the few handful of people. So they started with Tarot of Vampires first, so you're making this far, yay. If you don't, well, damn it. And essentially the spread's gonna be the exact same. For each and every day. So Tarot Vampires goes first, then Tarot V, then the Dark Angel Pigeon Men will go last. So let's see here. How do you best Woosie Woo if you chose the Tarot Vampires, or definitely not gothic Woosie Woo, blood-sucking, pretty boys and ladies deck Tarot? I don't know anything. I really love this deck. This is actually my second one of it. The first one of mine, yeah, well, it got damaged. Didn't give it away. Got another one, and as soon as I got the next one, it got the same damage as the first one. Like the stickiness, like got to the point where it actually ripped like the backing of the card. Let's see if I can find one that got, yeah. Hold on. Give me one of the cards that looks like it got, went through whoopsie whoops. Give me one of them, hurry up. Come on already. It'll have to appear sometime. I just need one of them. Look at this grade. Probably I won't even have one. Oh, there we go. Found one. Yep, it kind of stuck a little bit, and yeah, that happened. That's what happened to my first one too. So I might have to get another one of this deck too. Again. Oh well. It is what it is. Gotta love moisture. I said that word that makes a lot of people sometimes go, ooh, he said that word that makes me go, ee. Why? It's just moisture. Oh, that was a clean, beautiful riffle. Riffle? I think that's what it's called. Riffle shuffle? Something like that? Okay, I'll stop BSing. Okay, at the core of it all, what is the foundational heart of your Woosie Woo skill? What do you use it the most? What is your best tactic at the core? Your best tactic at the score? At the core, Daughter of Grails. What you excel at is woozy wooing in a way that kind of gets whoever you're woozying or luring. You have a way of looking at them and pretty much indirectly, because the daughters or pages, it's earth and water making life. So really, it's passive. It's a passive way of actually getting someone to get stuck to you. So it's a really fanciful, alluring, kind of like a siren, but also playful, but also kind of slightly realistic because pages are earth, remember that. So at the heart of your woozy skill, you're able to allure and invoke seduction on whomever you're woozing with. What is the other 3 sell points with this woozy skill? What other 3 points can you go about this that you excel with? First one, you can devote. When you actually do invest towards someone, the way that you're able to commit to something and stick with it, even if you have to risk your own emotions, your devotion is unmatched. So not only can you woozy woo with a look, but you're able to commit and understand the value of commitment. Nowadays, that is kind of rare. That's even more creepy deepy do. What if they have the same person? On the card. I like you. And if you, in case you were just wanting to know, this is Shani in Taurus, which is a friendly sign. So understanding the value of actually enjoying the senses and being and kind of rationalizing your sense of security and your indulgences and cherishing them, but also holding onto them tightly. The second excel of your wooziness skill is Lord of Adam's Heads. At least when it comes to actually making the environment really enjoyable, meaning that you're enjoying the senses, you know how to actually put it in a way that it's. You kind of like to even take the more of the dominant role, even in the way that kind of I'm just gonna go with it, just pop in my head. You kind of like to be in the more dominant route with this, and even heck, even using the senses to your advantage, and actually using that as like a willpower. So, for say, for an example, after when you allure them, you use your commitment ability and stick with them, but also use that same devotion and staying firm with your catch. You use that same willpower to then actually empower the realistic world. So, for an example, say you woozy someone and now you're set like hellbent on getting the mating event to happen. Well, let's just say if you were to make it like a romantic night, probably would go out of a way that's a little bit overkill. By overkill, I'm meaning like, okay, not just like linen sheets, we're talking like cashmere sheets. But also, since the Lord or the King is fire and skulls are earth, you have 2 conflicting elements. So, in order for this excel of having it be that conflict, the best way for you to actually seduce is having something that could be upkept. So, for example, like a diffuser. like a massage oil, something like that, or even having the cashmere sheets, or just whatever you're using to please and woozy woo the other individual senses. Make sure it's something that you can upkeep, and not something that's just like a hit to the face. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Something that can just keep going on its own, and you don't have to give it much attention, but you still have to provide some effort to sustain it. Because fire and earth, well, fire goes, burns up the earth. So keep that in mind. What is the last excel of your woozy skill? Or woozing others or whatnot. It is the Ace of Twigs. So this is actually like the Ace of Wands, Ace of Scepters. Well, you sure know how to use your pointer. Vulgar. Well, let's just say now, having this come out, you definitely know how to have, you know how to bring the heat to the best. I'm just going to leave it at that. But the things that you actually do not woozy you well with, meaning that the woozy parts of you that kind of need some help, need some attention, and need some, some tips from the love guru. What's his name? Who played him? Who played the love guru in that movie? Crap, what was his name? What was his name? Mike Myers. Yep. So, yes. Reasons why you need to go see the love guru. Hello, Michael. To improve your woozy woo skill. Reason number 1. You're hung. You're hung most. He who's hung most. No. That's vulgar. Well, to start, one, drawback of the way you woozy woo is that you're probably too much on the stick. On the right, there's one that's Dark Angel. The other one is Tarot V. This one. And the one I'm using right now is Tarot Vampires. The drawback of your woozy skill. You might not take action. You might be hell-bent on seeing something in one perspective. Or, possibly worse, you ghost people. Or you might actually ignore somebody that you may have had interest for, but they just disappeared. Or, they didn't respond to you back in 5 minutes, so now you're disinterested. So, you can either be left hanging a lot, ghosted, and, it doesn't work, because you probably said something that made them go freaky-deaky-doo, or you get impatient and just like, okay, off with them, done with them. Not giving them a chance, they replied 2 seconds slow. Some people do that. And it confuses me. Another woozy woo whoopsie that needs Mike Myers' love guru help is Stephanie Grails. And this is Venus and Scorpio. Yep, Venus and Scorpio. That's funny because that's actually my Venus placement. One thing that, ironically, that even though you excel at, seducing somebody with just a gaze, because that's the daughter of Grails at the core, you're able to have the look and actually have the gaze for it. But when it comes to, your movement, you may have to be a little bit more alluring and kind of more... I thought I was going to say that. Come on. Channel your inner Shakira and go, make them hips. Only be honest. And because since she's actually taking control of this thing too, again, you might maybe even be sometimes even a bit too aggressive with the poor guy's head. Or, if it's vice versa, you may listen to this. Maybe you let, the other individual take too much control with it. And they kind of dictate it. Just keep that in mind. If that's something you like, okay, not a problem with that. But if you're having a, like an individual that happens to have one of those, things that point at people when, excitement happens, make sure that, it's not, being hurt. Along with, you're not too rough with it if you happen to grab one. Be mindful of the poor snake. You don't want to behead it. Vulgar. Nasty. And final, Woosie Woo Whoopsie. 5 of Cups. This is going to be a Mars in Scorpio Mars, so that's Motricona. Oh boy. Oh boy. You have Mars and Venus. Scorpio. That's intense. Some people say, oh, that's good. Mars and Venus together in Scorpio? You must be nuts. There might be... You might actually... again, you might be a little bit too sexually chaotic. Or you actually may have a lot of karmic whoopsies happen, meaning that for some reason, every time when you try to woozy woo someone, there tends to be something that happens that kind of hurts you. Or you may have been hurt by a lot of other woozy woo people in the past, in those encounters, that it's actually damaged you and it makes you feel not really the brightest and hopeful regarding it. But now to actually ensure that you have those get cured, and your best 3 courses of action to go from like your weak points to make them become like healed in your woozy woo. I almost said woozy woo career. We'll go with it. To better woozy woo your career, to make those weak points skedaddle and stay away, because nobody wants to have that. First point, Daughter of Blades. Well, probably have to be more realistic with the way you speak and communicate. Be more communicative, but still be grounded. You have 2 daughters here. You have one that's blown it, and you have one that's wet. They're conflicting each other. You have rock solid and blown it, and then you have rock solid and wet. They're conflicting. So you might have one. Part of the cure may actually have you kind of be a little bit more irrational, like a little bit more logical, a bit more spiteful if somebody ghosts you. But still, at the same time, you are aware that you can woozy woo someone with just a gaze. Like a stare. So be more realistic and practical, but also take no BS. And say what you need to have happen. Say your truth. Next one, 5 of Cups. Let the animal out. Let him go. Meaning that let it run wild. Let him go. Let him do it. No. Be the one in control. Be like, listen, cutie, you're mine. Let it happen. Especially on a full moon. Then from there, the last suggested course of action to actually make your weak points go to the low, is there you do, is the 6 of Blades. What? Nevermore, 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 nevermore. This is Mercury in Aquarius. So definitely be more communicative about expressing the unique way of how you go about, logically explaining why you should have the interaction with you and whomever. And this is also Mercury in Taurus, by the way. So we have Shani in Taurus, Mercury in Aquarius, and Mercury in Taurus. And then we have, from there, Mars and Venus in Scorpio with the 5 of Cups and 7 of Cups, aspecting Saturn and Mercury. And then we also have Shani looking at a tube. So we have the best friends except Mars looking at each other with the needle aspect. So most definitely, don't be afraid to take charge, and don't be afraid to actually express that, hey, I definitely know how to make, a sustainable, enjoyable moment, if you catch my drift. But you have to not let, You can't be impatient, and you definitely cannot be can't be too rough with snake handling if you catch the drift, or having the handling of your snake be too rough. And don't let the incident bring you down, because it kind of seems like that might be an issue. But still, express your needs and be, savage if you have to. And if it won't work, well then you can take your best swing at it to hope for the best. But if it doesn't work, well then you just listen to the raven go nevermore and fly away from it. So really, I would say still have some patience and focus on the ability you have, because I mean, goodness sakes, you know how to devote, you know how to go Hong Kong Fu with that King of Skulls, and then the Ace of Twigs. So you have 2 flaming pieces right there, and 2 earth pieces. So keep that fire going, but just don't let the insecurities knock you down. So that's what I got if you chose the Turtle of Vampires. Next up it'll be Turtle V if you chose Turtle V. Flip, flippity flip, flip. Okay. Next. That would be the dark. I almost said dark D. Dark A, dark angels. Get in there. Cupcake, get in there. Thank you. And hot flashes. Okay, Turtle V. Okay, just like before, the same spread. So Turtle V, tell me, what is this person who chose you? What is their best way of woozy wooing their intended? At the heart, at the center of the woozy skill, lies the inherited talent of Ten of Blades. Wow. So at the heart of your woozy, talent, if you chose Turtle V, you have the ability to actually, you kind of excel at having, sudden surprises happen, like catching somebody off guard. Meaning, let's just say the way that you like to seduce is that you kind of like to come out of nowhere. So like, for example, say, like if you're sitting there and, you see somebody you have, feelings for, that you're not really wanting to show that you have interest in that. They come towards you and they have a nice connection. And then all of a sudden they actually start talking romantic woozy woo things to you. You may not actually go along with it at first, but you keep them close by and you kind of toy with them a little bit. And then they just go, but I thought you said you weren't interested. Oh, I did? Maybe. Maybe I might change my mind, you never know. It's like you're having them be off-kidder and unbalanced, and that's actually seduction, really. That's really how seduction is done. You make them believe one thing, then now you have them go believe the other. Now they're believing the other one. Now they're stuck. They're stuck going back and forth. They don't know what's going to happen. So they get hooked. And then you come out of nowhere and say, bada boom, told you. I am woozy interested in you. So, you may also like having things just happen out of nowhere. Spontaneousness is what I'm getting from that. Your 3 woozy excel points of coming out of nowhere. We have the first excel. 4 of Pentacles. You most definitely know how to actually, let's just say, if you happen to be one of those types to actually, do one of those pleasure things, pleasure moves while they're asleep, Yeah, you kind of are really good at that. They don't even wake up. And then they just wake up saying like, I kind of got a feeling something happened last night. Oh, it probably did. You're able to do like the touch and the movement? Without even making them up. First Excel point. That's actually not bad. Hey, it is what it is. Don't look at me. If that's a skill you got, good. Or maybe you actually prefer the person that you're losing to do that to you, maybe. Dum dum dum. Don't worry, we're all ladies here. Kind of. Kind of. Second Woosie Woo Excel. We get the Five of Pentacles. You actually may even be so... Oh, shine your brights into my window, truck guy. Twat. Well, I want to say skill to develop because this is your Excel. You have the Excel to, you know, use your senses to woozy woo someone while they're not even aware of it. But the Five of Pentacles. Now this one, you actually are able to understand and actually reach into the depths with these talents. You can go to the depths of someone, like break through the ground and go to the core, their core, and actually gank them too while they're at it. So they're not even aware that, you know, or even they, well, when you do, be like, aha, I am woozy wooing you. Well, joke's on you. You never know when I'm doing it, because you won't feel it. I'm actually really going down to the core. So let's just say you have immense, let's just say you can break through walls. I'm just going to leave it like that. You have max, yeah. Catch my drift. I'm not going to go any more deeper than that, because that's just vulgar. Hopefully you get the idea. Scorpio, yeah, that thing. The pokey thingy, there you go. You know how to go through many walls. Last Excel point of this. We get the Five of Blades. 2 5s and a 4. Well, with this depiction of a woman, look like she's at like a chariot, like a carriage wreckage. Let's just say you definitely know how to make them not be able to get up after you're done. And then you're able to move on real fast from it. So if they can't keep up with you, you actually are able to move on and flow much easier. But if you consider, you know, leaving them, you know, completely drained and like not being able to even comprehend what just happened, good. You know how to really suck them dry. Vulgar. Again, we're all ladies here. Keep your weave on. So you know how to pretty much gank them or pretty much surprise somebody, be spontaneous about giving them, you know, amusement when they're not aware of it, or, you know, they're not, like they don't detect you doing it. And you can go to their depths and break, you know, through any kind of defense with your spontaneousness. But you'll also pretty much leave them in a state where they can't even get up because there's like a passed out dead being right there, and then the vampiric woman is getting up like, down here, okay, I'm flying away. Now your whoopsies of this. What are your woozy woo whoopsies? And these are the things like, okay, you might need to fix these, or, you know, figure out a way to make sure that these don't come out and have a whoopsie happen. First, don't whiff it. Whiff it quality, I guess. We have the Queen of Wands. One whoopsie. You might go a bit too hard that you actually literally make someone become obsessed with you. Because you notice she actually took off his head. And the head is looking up at her. And she's like, nope, not looking at, not feeling it. Nope, not listening. So you most definitely easily can just make someone become so obsessed with you that literally you take their head, metaphorically. And then, yeah, you just be aware though. You might make someone become obsessed with you, and you will want nothing to do with them afterwards. So essentially, it's like what just happened over here with an Excel. So keep that in mind. If you woozy woo too good, you'll have a fanboy or fangirl or fan person that they won't get out of you won't get out of their head. That's one whoopsie whoops. Second, the whoopsie whoops. 8 of Cups. It's funny. They're both looking in the same direction. So this is gonna sound so weird. The way the potential whoopsie, again, you might take their head, the person or individuals that you woozy, but at the same time you actually might play it off like you're overly subservient and you will just let them do whatever they want if you get caught, or if you're in a position where somebody's a little bit more pushy. You like to be spontaneous, but if someone else is taking control, you kind of... So don't let that happen. Last whoopsie whoopsie of the woozy woozy. You. Death. You might not be able to let go with the connections you get. Meaning that if you woozy woo someone, and if it turns out to be good, like really good, you actually, they take, this Queen of Wands having the poor guy's head. Well, in order to have that happen, yeah. Or as soon as you get it, you have to kick the bucket, then you go on your merry way. Meaning that you hit it and quit it, but you keep tabs, just in case for a backup, in case Plan B doesn't work. You go back to Plan A for woozy woo, which is not really that good because it actually shows potentially if somebody does have like an emotional connection with you, it can become very destructive, and we don't want that. So be aware of who you woozy, and make sure you express your standpoint, because if you don't, it's not going to be the easiest thing. You actually might get sucked up with a feely woozy woos too. Nothing wrong with it, the same is there. How to make sure that the oopsie whoopsies don't happen, and how to best avoid them. Step 1. First step. 10 of Cups. Become perfectly aware that, sometimes it's not exactly what you want, and just go with that and move on from it. And you actually also have the awareness that, honestly, woozy wooing people and every kind of experience like that, it's really the same thing. It's just the face and the body's different. It's the same thing, just different appearance of how the plumbing looks. Next one. 6 of Pentacles. Don't waste any of your investment on something that is not going to be satisfactory. If if it doesn't have like the inner flame pushing you, don't waste your time with it, and don't be dissatisfied, and don't put yourself through dissatisfaction just to have the pleasure center woozy woo and going. Last avoidance of having the whoopsies happen. We get the, come on, let go. We have the Page of Blades. What I'm getting, don't be afraid to be having to turn your back and just going if it doesn't go for the best. If it doesn't feel satisfying, be just to yourself and be able to just put on your cape and walk into the moonlight and walk away. So, if something is having you become like obsessed with something, or if you're wanting to actually keep tabs on someone, just end them. because it's actually going to be opening up the doors for something a lot more destructive, and we don't want that to happen. Because they actually might turn on you and actually make you become subservient, and now you're stuck in that instead. And we don't want you to be stuck in that kind of nonsense. So, Turo V, you're excel. Like the core Woosie Woo skill. You like to be spontaneous. You're really good at, giving the feelings, like the nasty feeling Woosies, in a way that it's undetected. Meaning that you can just go, and all of a sudden now they just, shot milk. Yes, we're growing out there. And you can actually go in a way that kind of goes to the depths of them. But you're also able to leave them in a state of like they've never had that before. But the watch out points, make sure that they don't become obsessed with you, and don't have it be the other way around when you become obsessed with them, because it's going to be pretty difficult to let go of it. Just know if something is not really satisfying to you, don't waste your investment and time on something that is not going to make you be fulfilled, and just go get your cape on and walk away into the moonlight. Find something that's more stable. Meaning that's something that's a Woosie Woo that can be kept up. Vulgar. Anyway, Tarot V, that was for you, if you chose Tarot V. Last but not least, the Dark Angels, or Dark Angelic Pigeon Men, is the last one. Alrighty, the Dark Angelic Tarot. I haven't used this deck in a long time, besides. I don't know about you. Whoops. I love the back. Okay, let's do this thing. Hi, Kendra! Kendra! Did you get my message about the deck almost being done? Sounds like fun. I just gotta get the first test print. And once the test print's in there and all done, I'm so excited, I'm so excited, I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait for the thing. But I gotta wait. I have to wait. Because my first test print is actually gonna have, of course, the deck. And I'm gonna try and hope I can get like the at the specific boxed artwork that like the box that's gonna come in. It's gonna be like a simple little tuck box, kind of like this, somewhat, but a little bit, hopefully a little bit bigger. And it's gonna be fancy and all that stuff. And also the silver edges. I wanted to have it be like silver holographic, but budget cuts, and having the deck be $50 to $60 a deck. That's a lot. But I mean, the silver edging, can't go wrong with that. So, if you chose the Dark Angels as your Woosie Woo deck, that sounds so weird. Okay, the core of your Woosie skill lies within the there's a lot of times that, sometimes when existence is just like, let's just mess with them. Well, that just happened again. So, Dark Angels Tarot, if you happen to chose this deck, the core of your Woosie skill is the Seven of Blades. And, I'm not gonna lie, in a way, Kendra, doesn't that kind of have like a bit, doesn't that kind of look like you in a way? Totally not planned. Totally not planned. Definitely not planned. It happens. So with the 7 of Blades. at the corner. Well, most definitely with this depiction of the 7 of Blades, and also the moon in the background. The Woosie skill that I'm seeing is that you're able to give a fine line of like, look, I know I'm very alluring, and I know I can captivate you, and you know I can do it in just like a blink of an eye. But don't mess up, because you don't want one of these things to poke you. Because trust me, I know how to poke with these things. So it's like, you know how to draw the line and have like a boundary be put up, but still being able to give this feeling of like, I can't have her because if I'm not, like, maybe I can have her, but I don't know what to do. I don't want to mess up because you might stab me, but so it's like, again, with the seduction skill. Able to go into the mind and make the mind think, yes, what do I do? So much that the mind just goes overload and just gets so easily woozied or like messed with, and then they just become like, yeah, so do anything. At his best. The 3 excels of this, well, let's see. Or like the 3 ways that you best put this to work. First one. I love this card so much because it's... Oh boy. The first excel. Two of Wands. Well, this depiction we have a little, like a little dark angelic pixie playing a fiddle. Looks like. So, definitely you know how to, fiddle the strings. I almost said fiddle the dicks, but oh well, we'll go with it. So you know how to actually use some kind of artistic expression to actually allure and whoop and to your advantage. So probably most definitely some kind of musical talent or some kind of pleasing of the senses, or even just like with sound. Or pretty much the way you seduce is also like, look, I'm gonna do my thing, I'm gonna play me fiddle, and you're gonna be dicking me around about it. Let me fiddle in peace. So going about your own place, going at your own pace, and still playing your fiddle me instrument without giving no dangs. It actually kind of looks like she's actually walking instead of flying. So more along the lines of going at your own pace and also really enjoying the sights, and if something doesn't work, well, you're not afraid to turn your back and just walk away and fiddle away. So a really strong sense of staying grounded, but also still doing your own thing. And if something gets alert and brought to you, yay. If not, well, you're still walking and playing. Kind of like the mouse charmer or the snake charmer with the flute, but except, instead of, charming snakes to slither. This is the Dark Angel. I think it's an old deck, actually. When was this print? Let's see, does this have a print date somewhere in the box? It is non-existent. Japanese Caparello Scarabeo, made in Italy. Can't tell what. Oh, it's a bit of an older deck. It is a good one. And actually, the devil card in this deck, I'll tell you what, it definitely here. I'll even show you real fast before I go and bring out the next card. Okay, where is that devil? Which, the minute I see it, I think, I wonder who that could be. Where is it? Give me that bloody devil card. Give it. Give me the devil. Give me the devil. So I can live life and live it hard. Oh, there it is. Now, with this devil card, I wonder who this could be pointing to. I wonder who that could be pointing to. I wonder who that lovely lady could be. And I mean the magenta, the the rose violet. And what I like too, this depiction, like all the masks and how her face is veiled. It's just like, I wonder if that's referring to how throughout the world when she walks and goes through into different cultures, maybe those are all the masks she wears. But at the core of it all, you can't really see much of her. But when you do see her at her purest state, you still don't know who it is. I mean, I love this devil card. It is actually. Oh, and I also just noticed this too. It's kind of like she's also, in a way, like blocking and standing in front, being like, "No, you're not going to go this way." It's kind of like. Let's just say, like, if you're trying to escape from her and trying to get away from her, she's like, no, 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 no. You need to come this way, hon. Let's go this way instead. No, 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 no. You're not. Let's not go that way. And then all the masks appear like, yeah, let's just go with her. But it's not like an intimidation. It's just like, let's just make it nice and easy and just go with it. The second excel the Woosie skill we have with the 7 of blades and the fiddle me at my own pace, and if anything doesn't work as planned, well, fiddle away I'll go. Next skill, excel, is 10 of Pentacles. Gosh, I love when she puts a thought in my head. The second skill point. You know how to really. So bad. You know how to get. You know how to work alongside another individual to actually kind of, milk a sugar daddy's pocket. That's so bad. That's so bad, but we're gonna go with it. Because if you notice that the old elderly angelic figure, it's black and white, while the other two in the bathroom, they're all lit up. And he's like, what did you do with my wallet? I can't find it. So most definitely, you're able to actually have somebody help you get a lot of gains from this person. Or the person who may have been just a financial support, financial source. Oh, that's interesting. I never noticed that before. Oh, that's actually like 2 pairs of angel wings too. At the bottom, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But at the bottom, okay, here, this hopefully you'll be able to see. Right there, there's actually like 2 pair of wings at the bottom. So, or even also, you may also be really excelled at not being if somebody was to try and bribe you to do something that you don't want to do, you actually might be slick enough to be like, yeah, I'll do it, gets money, runs away. You might be able to be so smooth with it that, they just did something stupid and now they got bamboozled. And now they're left to be like, what? I got tricked? Oh, definitely not what happened when we left bamboozled. Yeah, he's doing Genesis. What? Yep. Whoopsie. Should have taken no for an answer, dude. So we have setting the boundary limit and knowing that, well, don't make a mistake, otherwise you get stabbed at the core, and being able to use a talent to allure, but if it doesn't work out, you're able to fiddle away and be able to get the most that you can out of whomever is being woozied, and making sure you capitalize on it. Because one of the things I believe is when it comes to morality, if you're not at a good financial standing, if you're not secure, morality can wait. But when you're able to function well and sustain yourself well, then morality can come in. Because morality, in a way where it's not good, is like, oh, I'm so hungry, but I can't steal that. I can't steal because it's wrong. Well, I'm gonna die if I don't eat, so I'm gonna take it and eat it. That's like one of the incidents where stealing, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to survive. And if you have to do that in order to survive, well, morality can have a moment and sit down. But when you're better in sustaining yourself, then morality can have a little bit more leeway. But doing the right thing, well, survival is always the right thing and should be first. And if your survival isn't being met, needs being met, then okay, morality can come in later. But survival, well, morality doesn't have anything to do with survival. It's either you do or you don't. And the last Excel point with the Dark Angels Tarot. We have the I love this card. I love how it's depicted. We have the moon. Look at this moon. I absolutely love how this moon is. Best moon ever. Love it. The other selection, Excel, is you're able to use the qualities of the moon to give you the lunar and also intuitive ability and skill to see without your eyes. And then you can see everything, especially what they're most woozied by or allured by. And also the moon, as a planet, is also the most lustful of all the planets, because it longs for things, it wants to feel happy, it wants this, it wants to be fulfilled and full. But when the moon is going from no moon to waxing to full, that's more of the happy, blissful, kind of sattva, just like, oh, I'm happy, I'm content, fine. But when it goes from full to waning into no moon, that's more the rajasic, enjoying the physical pleasures and being in pursuit of them. But also tamasic too, because, well, sometimes in order for you to get your enjoyment, sometimes you had to break a few eggs to get an omelet, figuratively speaking. Sometimes it has to be done. If you gotta, push someone off a cliff to get the piece of meat you want, well, let them have it. So with this moon, you're also... Wow, actually, hold on. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that figure in the background actually had wings, and the one in the front didn't. So, you, while actually doing any kind of like workings alongside the moon, while you're in the process of doing the working, you actually might have a goddess figure behind you helping raise your energy too, during it too. Because you notice the black winged figure behind the one without the wings. Dang. Little steers at you again. Yeah, happens. Happens. Sometimes she likes to come out of nowhere. Yeah, that definitely even does look like her. Kind of. Those black wings. And even like the outfit too, it's just something like an entire she would wear anyway. The Woosie watch out points. First one is the Three of Pentacles. And if you have, but this depiction, there's a dark angelic figure on the bottom right. And then there's a peasant to the left. And then there's just an unfinished head in the middle, like being carved. So, one point to look out for is that, again, pretty much what I'm getting Just like with how the core of the center of being the 7 of blades and being really like, don't mess with me. Yes, you can come through, just don't take the wrong step. Make sure that, you know, somebody doesn't pull a fast one on you or do something that you didn't agree to do. And don't stand for it. Because they have bad taste, because we notice the peasant individual over here doesn't have the wings. And it's kind of like meh dressed, while the other one, the dark angelic figure, yeah, she's not feeling it. She's not happy. She's kind of, you know, spiteful. So don't accept anything that's mediocre or anything that's not what you're wanting and not what you signed for. And don't be afraid of, you know, demand what is due and what was agreed upon during this encounter. Catch the drift. Second Woosie watch out point. 4 of Cups. With this one, don't let the mishaps of the past affect the encounters that are going to be coming in the future. Because within the way the cups are lined up in a square like that, the figure's actually looking like he's stuck. Like he's down, like, So he might, in a way, might be like he's wounded. Well, he's not in the air, so he's grounded. He might be wounded. Or he's cold, or he's stuck, and he can't move. And the cups are keeping him pinned. So, a watch out point is if there's something that happened that's unresolved that you have to reevaluate and look at, make sure that you come to terms with that first, and make sure that you're at a better standing first before you go off losing someone. Possibly again, probably because of you were expecting something from an encounter and it didn't work, and it was pretty bad. Your expectations were like, what the heck, man, this is crap. It probably made you not be able to really give that kind of attention to its best like you know how to. You're kind of like really choosy and picky with whoever can get it. Not saying that's a bad thing, it's just that there won't be as easy as trust being given out. And not really trusting in other individuals with it. And the last one to come out. Last whoopsie to watch out for. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. It's funny because this one also has a moon on it. So it's like 2 moons, but this one, now again, keep in mind, this is the dark angel's terror, not the light angelic terror. If you notice here, we have a light angelic figure. You know what that means? Uh-oh. But this is the start card. But for me, oh, and also in the background, there is a crescent moon. Potential whoopsie watch out point. Don't let somebody's fake, like, I'll pray for your healing, or I hope for the best of you, or for like their veiled intent that's actually judging you. Don't let that affect you, because it's like, even though it's a veiled, it's pretty much just like saying, oh, this drink is not poisoned. I just squeezed it out of the fruit juicer. It's not poisoned, but they put poison in it. And they're trying to make you drink poison. So, don't let somebody give you fake healing or make you feel like you're being judged about something that wasn't good in the past that happened. And don't let somebody say that, oh, you're healed, but when you're not really. Or even toxic positivity. Don't let them do that. Or even sometimes, when it comes to like an opportune point for losing better, make sure you pretty much keep yourself and your wish fulfilled first before you're giving it to any other individual. Make sure that your wishes are being fulfilled and being nourished first over anything else. Because if you're not able to nourish and grant your own wishes, then what's the point? You can't. Don't knock my window. That was rude. Yeah, someone just bought my window. Happens. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Make sure that your cup's full and you're drinking from it, and nobody else's. Because if you're not functioning and you're not enjoying your cup of wish water, the world ends. So make sure that you're able to have your wishes and drink them too. That sounds so bad. Have a drink of wishes. I don't know. We'll go with it. Enjoy your wish solo cup. Now, the best way to mend the whoopsies behind you. Go with it. First suggestion. Gosh, my tongue's in twisty. First suggestion is the Ace of Blades. I gotta say, I love this Ace of Blades. I love this Ace of Swords. Okay, fine. Oh, that was a coyote howl. I'm like, oh, hi. First suggestion, well, most definitely, I love the fishnet gloves. I love the blade. I love the nails. I love the necklaces. Is that a snake head in the bottom right? Yeah, go figure. It is. It is a snake head. Or a snake body, kind of in the way. So, first suggestion is still keep a strong mental clarity, but still guard the heart with logic and reasoning. But still, don't be afraid to be a little bit, alluring at the same time. And know your self-worth and value, and protect it. Above everything else. Second, suggested course of action to make the oopsie doopsies go away. Next one. Oh, it's funny because this one I did was like the same thing. Let me know when you're done having your raspberry maker, going. Let me know when it's done. Why do you have like a light show going off on it? Okay. People try to be bonkers. So anyway, the two cards that came out. The first one that came out, which will be the second suggested course of action, is Ace of Wands. Essentially, put a skull on a stick. And again, the nails though. Most definitely, don't be afraid to make an example out of someone that's wronged you. Or better yet, make yourself be in a position or standing where you're unreachable. Close, but not quite for, someone to go ahead and grab. And then the other one that came out. Now this depiction is he who's hung most, the hangman. But this one actually has it being pierced. The figure being pierced by a unicorn horn. And I don't know if the card's going to pick it. I don't know if the light's going to pick it up. But if you look hard enough, you can kind of see, hopefully. Well, you can't really see because she's blocking the head. But the body of the horse is, let's see, oh, there we go. No, right there. There's the body, and we'll go behind there, and then the horn back there. So, having the two aces, the sword and the blade, and then, the poor unfortunate soul getting speared in the middle. Don't safeguard the emotions, and don't be afraid to go swinging, guns a-blazing. But also still make yourself unreachable. And definitely, if something is not going to be for your best, leave it hanging. Give me one more, because that was kind of like even more clarifying, that one. So, guard the heart, and don't be afraid to brandish, but still be a little bit alluring with it. but as well the Ace of Wands and the Hangman together make an example out of someone who wasn't a good, who didn't handle correctly, and use that as your reasons why for not being as open as you would like to be, if you know what I mean. And the last one is the Queen of Twigs, Queen of Wands. I don't know about you, but I like how this Queen of Wands is depicted. So, lastly, the last course of action. So there's a course of action. Is primarily keep the focus on your appearance and your zest for life going, and remember that you're a queen and you need to be treated like one. If not, well, they get the stick to the tush. And know that, again, as a queen, you deserve to have what you deem fit, because you know what they say in the kingdom, the queen is the most powerful and the real one that's in charge, because I've never heard of somebody telling the queen no. Because the queen, again, can also live without the king. The king can live without the queen because he has no reason to live. The queen, nope, she don't need nobody. The king, nope, he's just a pawn to get, what she wants. Nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. Just again, use the moon, because the moon is really going to help you get those desires that you long for and desire. Really, that's what I'm getting out of that one. And every time you do lunar work, you do have a little themed figure behind you, supporting you and raising the energetic ability to woozy someone, and allure someone, and captivate someone. And that's what I got for Dark Angels. I'm gonna take my leave. I'm losing my voice. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Then on Sunday, we'll go and start doing the astrology reads of the planets, and we'll start with the sun. Okay, see you tomorrow for whatever thing I do.